Hello and welcome, this is Rooflemonger, and in this edition of Let's Learn Mortal Kombat, we're going to be talking about Lethal Blows. Now, Lethal Blows are a very new addition to the Mortal Kombat series, new as of Mortal Kombat 11, and not only are they cool, not only are they doing a lot of damage and all that kind of stuff, but they're super dynamic and can very literally change the way you want to play the game and the course of the match and everything about it. So, in case you don't know, what is a Crushing Blow? Well, it looks a little something like this. So we do our big ol' stab and wow, big close up, big damage. You can see here there's a lot of damage. And if we do this move normally, well, it still does all right damage, right? But we don't get that big cinematic, right? So what was the difference I did there? So the Crushing Blow, all of them have requirements, something you must fulfill to be able to get the Crushing Blow. So that one we did here is Shao Kahn string here of die, very classy, and it says here triggers if at least 3 merciless spear attacks have already landed. So just to show you how to trigger the requirement here, so we do 1, we do 2, we do 3, and now the move is loaded up here, and we can go for it, and now it will trigger, as you can see there. So a lot more damage than the regular string. It says 345. The regular version of this does decidedly not 345, as it does 174 damage. So it's a lot more damage. Now, there is a universal uppercut that has a Crushing Blow here. This one here is for everybody. No matter what character you're playing, your uppercut, you're down to, will always have a Crushing Blow attached to it, and the requirement is the same for every single character in the game. So all you have to do is punish someone. That's it. So if a move hits as either a punish or a counterattack, the uppercut will always be able to Crushing Blow. And you see there, the damage itself is already serviceable, but we don't really have to stop there, as we can kind of keep going, as you can see here. So that every single character in the game has. That is universal. Now, what I want to do here, before we get into some of the more advanced thought process of Crushing Blows, I do want to go over a couple that, while not necessarily fully universal, are shared by quite a few characters. Now, while not as universal as the uppercut, which is once again is truly universal, a lot of characters tend to have Crushing Blows on their throws. So I have an example here, and for the most part, the throw Crushing Blow, with very few exceptions, because there is a couple exceptions, the throw Crushing Blow is always going to be this. If the enemy teched the throw incorrectly the last time around, so it has to be an unsuccessful throw escape here, so you'll see escape failed when it happens, then the next throw is primed. Doesn't matter if they tech or not, the next throw is primed. So the next throw, if it connects, will be a Crushing Blow and do a heck of a lot of damage. For the most part, they all seem to be 31%, 310 damage. For some characters, they have it on both throws. So Frost is a character here, and we'll set the recording here. She has it both on front and back throw. So if we incorrectly tech, the back throw will now be loaded in. So no matter what, the next throw has the Crushing Blow potential. And now we can see here, we get these big old punches, and wha-bam! Another 31%. So some characters have it on both throws, some have it only on their forward throw, some have it only on their back throw, and once again, for the most part, it's always going to be the throw tech requirement. So when you throw someone, check. If they see that escape failed, know for sure that you have your next throw primed up. You'll always see it below their name here. If they successfully tech, well then obviously they successfully tech, but if they fail, you'll see that nice little escape failed there. So it's a big part of a lot of characters' game plan. 31 off a basic throw is not nothing. That's 31% off a regular throw, right? That is some big boy damage, so keep that in mind. Now, just for some thought process on Crushing Blows. So some of them here are basic. So I have Liu Kang here, and a lot of combos for Liu Kang. You're going to want to do bicycle kicks and all that kind of fun stuff, right? Because the bicycle kicks is a good move, it's a damaging move, all that fun stuff. And you can EX it for more damage, right? So bicycle kick has a Crushing Blow. It's an easy enough requirement that you'll kind of hit naturally, but you do want to think about it here. So for the bicycle kick, after 3 times the bicycle kick has been EX, after you've amplified it 3 times, and you are allowed to amplify it twice in one string and then one more time in the other, by the way, we'll count all of them. On the 3rd bicycle kick, it becomes a Crushing Blow, and it turns any combo you did, even a very basic combo, like I'm talking like even something like this, right, into 30+%. So it's something you want to build towards naturally in the fight. You're incentivized to kind of end your combos in bicycle kicks and spend the bar. because you know the damage is serviceable, but maybe like you might want to spend bar more on like stuff like this or whatever, right? But it's serviceable for the big reward, and that big reward is big. It adds so much to any combo and could potentially be round or match ender. So this is one of the things where Crushing Blows incentivizes you to kind of fish for the Crushing Blow. Now, there are also Crushing Blow requirements that make you want to play a little weird to fish for the Crushing Blow. So Jade has a string here, 1, 2, 4. That's this guy right here. So it has a Crushing Blow requirement, and the Crushing Blow requirement is this. Triggers if the second hit of the combo is the first to connect. So they want you to purposely miss the first one and then go into the second one. As you see there, it's a Crushing Blow, and it's also a launcher. So you can do something like this. So that's a solid almost 30%, and I'm sure that's not even anywhere near an optimal combo, right? But that's a solid 35, near 30%, and it's off that Crushing Blow. So whiffing a button can be dangerous. So if the character you're fighting has a comparable range move to match the whiffed attack here, and they do theirs first, and you're just sitting here whiffing, slap in the air, right? They're gonna win. So it's a very much, you know, a call your shot kind of thing here. You're definitely risking yourself a little bit. Now, the move itself, just so you know, in this specific example, it is safe on block. But you are risking yourself a little bit. You're taking a little bit of risk for a bigger reward. Because, you know, you can get some fancy stuff off this. And so that's another example of how a Crushing Blow will kind of alter the way you want to play. So for Liu Kang, that one was kind of like, this is going to happen anyways, as long as, you know, you keep ending your combos with bicycle kicks. This one's more, you know, you take a fairly small risk for a potential decent payout in the Crushing Blow on the whiff. Now let's move over to Kano. I got two examples for Kano, and I think he really exemplifies a lot of why the Crushing Blow system is very strong. So the first example is really basic, but really good. So, you know, when you're both fishing for dominance around this range here, you know you want to attack at the length of your longest moves. Kano has this attack here, back 3 here. It's an enziguri, just like WWF. And, you know, he kicks in the head, and that's alright, you know, it gets its damage, sure. And it's also safe, so it's very safe to poke with. As you see here, the range is pretty good, right? But it has a requirement of, if you manage to catch someone missing one of their buttons here, or hit him while it is a counter hit, then you get a really big reward here. So we got Devora here. She's just going to be whiffing this move here. And so if we're just like walking backwards and letting her kind of space herself out, and like we see the move come and we see the move miss, and we're like, oh, we get you. And look at this, like that, and look at the health here at the top here. As you see, it's a substantial bleed on top of that here. So just for the price of one little poke here, where we just, you know, kind of smack the enemy, and we're just getting worked in the corner here now, and we can get a lot of damage. So that one's all well and good, in fact, really well and really good. But here's another example that makes the enemy want to change how they play, more than just, you know, the basic gameplay already, right? So when you're knocked on the ground, you can get up and you can spend a bar to roll, right? And you can roll in either direction. And generally speaking, if you're in the corner, you're going to want to roll forward, right? So Kano, he has a command grab, in case you're not aware here. And he has a Crushing Blow attached to the command grab, and it only triggers is if you throw someone out of rolling. So say you're in the corner here, right? And if Kano manages to grab your roll, not only is that a good chunk right there, look at, once again here, the bleed damage here. It's going to be going, and it's a massive 30% of your life just for him correctly calling out you rolling, right? So when you're playing against Kano, this will de-incentivize you from wanting to roll ever, because of just, you know, the pure thought, the chance that he'll get you with this and just utterly, you know, take a massive chunk of your life and just shock you real good. So you can influence how the opponent wants to play with Crushing Blows as well. So now moving on with Crushing Blows and how they can, you know, dominate the thought process like we showed in Kano, I want to show you one of the best examples in the game, in my opinion, of how the threat of a Crushing Blow can change the match. So not so much the Crushing Blow itself, although obviously if it connects, that's great, but the threat of it can change the match. So Raiden has a Crushing Blow. That's his back 2 overhead. So if it hits 2 times in a row, so you do it a second time, it's a Crushing Blow. And not only is it a Crushing Blow, you can get a really big combo off of it. So yeah, your eyes don't deceive you. That's 50% damage. That's legit 50%, right? So once again, you know, that's just off hitting it twice in a row, right? So after I do the first one, I can like dash up and do the second one and, you know, get that. So, you know, who on earth is not going to block high at that point, right? Who on earth is not going to freak out like if they know that's a threat? Now, if they hit by the first one and they know how this works, they know the second one is going to be 50% damage. So then at that point, who on earth doesn't block high, right? You know, I'm absolutely not going to take 2 of those in a row. And that's where the part where Raiden has a low combo starter comes into play. So if I do this and I dash up here, and you know the second one of these is game over, so you're definitely going to block high. So then I'll just do my low, and I also get a full combo off the low. Obviously not as much damage, but just the threat of that, and also the low is for Raiden is safe on block, just so you know. But the threat of that can totally dominate the conversation, and then you basically want to do anything to get away from it. You know, you'll want to try to do a wake up, or potentially ill-advised wake up attack, right? So say we want to set ourselves to a wake up attack. So just something like that. I can walk in and out of range all day long. I dropped the combo. You get the idea. I can walk in and out of your range. I can neutral jump. If you try to roll, like you are basically forced in that position, wildly so than a normal more than a normal knockdown, to want to be able to like, okay, I have to get out of the way of this second overhead, right? Because that's 50% damage. And if I don't get out of the way of it, I'm going to get smacked. And at that point, it just kind of sets the mind play. If I have to do something to either not be here, like, you know, do a wake up attack or a roll, or I just got to block high and potentially eat the low. There's so many options here. And of course, you know, if they roll, you can just walk forward and chuck them. Like, there's so many things. Raiden also has a crushing blow on his forward throw, just so you know. That one example there, I think, is a beautiful example of how you just do the one simple move. Okay, now as long as both players know, okay, something has to be done here, because I cannot let him dash forward and do the second one or I lose. So, but I also can't let him dash forward and just, like, you know, low me to death, right? But I also can't just, like, you know, not hit something, not try to roll out, and I get thrown, like, all this kind of stuff, right? So one of these and the threat of the crushing blow now totally dominates the conversation. So yeah, I just hope those few examples showed you the power of the crushing blow system and why you really should get to know it. Like, you know, some characters it's very simple, like Jackie or Rush Punch. Hit it from, like, max distance, cool. It turns an attack that's normally 7% into 24%, right? So you're really incentivized to do it. But of course, on the flip, since it is a high, as we went over here, the universal uppercut crushing blow triggers if it's a counter hit. So you can do this, and they can duck your attempt at a crushing blow. You know, you really want to hit it for max range, right, and get it. And they'll just duck it, uppercut you, and then they get their crushing blow, and then they get the combo, right? So there's so many layers. It'll really shape how the game moves forward in the future. Once again here, you can just go in the menu here. Every single move here that has a crushing blow will say so in the menu, and it'll tell you exactly how to do it. Once again, uppercut's universal. Some characters have it on throws here. Some people don't. So here, she has it on back throw, but not on her forward throw for Jackie. Just have a look through the move list here and see what's what. Also, just a quick note. So by default, if you go into your controls here, and it says here, crushing blows held check. Most people here, it's going to default here to off, no matter what, right? So if you have it on, what you're going to have to do is you will have to hold the button to trigger the crushing blow. Because there's going to be situations where you're going to win the round anyways, or perhaps you're going to lose the round anyways, so you don't want to blow it, right? So at this range here, no matter what, I'm going to get the crushing blow. Even if a regular one would have killed, I'm always going to get the crushing blow. But now if I turn this on here on my control menu here and have it set to held, oh, let me just turn it off here because that's, you know, we're not editing that out, just so you know, I'm just leaving that in because that's how I roll. Anyways, but now if I'm at that distance, it's not going to be a crushing blow. But only if I hold it will it be a crushing blow. So sometimes when you get at more comfortable at a higher level of play, you will want to turn that on because sometimes you just won't want to burn it, right? You want to save it for the next round. So keep that in mind. Anyways, that's it for this video. Once again, cannot stress enough, this is a super critical aspect of the game, and if you want to get good, you're gonna have to learn how to do your crushing blows and also how to avoid your enemy's crushing blows. Some of them are simple and they're gonna happen anyways, like especially combo based ones, but some of them have very specific requirements that they're gonna want to fish for, like once again this Jackie one, right? And then you're going to want to play around it and punish it yourself. So just keep all that stuff in mind. Anyways, that's it for this video. So I'm just rambling too much at this point. So thank you very much for watching. I hope this video has found you well. go out and play some Mortal Kombat.